This is Rob and Karen. They're LAPS volunteers.
Hello.
They are going to be hanging out with you for the first little bit.
Welcome to the 2014 LAPS Gala.
Oh,
it's candlelit now.
Let's make it. Which
is probably better for all of us.
All right. Too loud? Okay. Okay. Stand by.
Can we join the ballrooms?
They are
joined.
All right. Is that? Tell me if that's better.
Sorry.
Test 1 2.
Okay. Sorry. That's okay. Can you
This is
go
a very
in the
live
volunteer?
broadcast.
Live.
Okay.
But I went to the room next door as well.
Okay. Stand by. No
I
problem.
don't know.
Stand by.
It's just a little one, but because some of these got ones that are up, but this won't fit.
Have one.
It's probably good for an hour or two, but I would think by some.
Oh, okay. Then I'll find one for you in the next hour, hopefully. No guarantee.
Mic check 1 2.
Okay.
1 2.
All right. So.
Mic check. Check. 1 2 2 2 2 2. Back out of
For
here.
you guys.
2 2 1 2 2 2.
Now the sound is too low. Okay.
1 2.
All right. So I think what you guys were probably saying was that the people singing, they're doing like sound check and stuff. So
1 2
right, hopefully this
3
is gonna be
4 5 6 7 8 9
typically
10.
these guys aren't going to be talking at the same time as those guys. So I think it's going to work out.
9 10.
If it is, just let us know.
Yeah. Let them know because they'll be watching the chat.
No, it says no, turn it back up.
Okay, I just turned it back up. So you can see now there's a little bit of delay.
Yes, if music comes up, they're not going to be able to hear. You sound okay, but the gentleman on the mic was loud. Must have been the guy
Oh,
back
back then, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we don't have mics, we just have our faces.
Just us.
They like your
You have
feathers.
to read our lips. If
I'm
it
a
gets too loud.
lion, obviously.
Yeah. Not cat. It's a lion.
Kitten
Yes.
ears?
Lioness.
Yeah, that's right.
Lioness.
A cowardly sparkle lion.
Oh, now it's turning up louder again. Better?
Okay.
Test
Some-
1 2 3.
There are some tricks to getting the audio to work. Maybe someone in chat knows and can tell. Anyone who can't hear that would be nice. Okay, so, all right, so yes, so this is Rob and Karen. They are awesome volunteers for LAPS. You guys can go back there and I'll adjust this, and then we don't all have to be like crammed. Oh, look at the balloon. I don't know if you can see that. You probably can't even see that. Okay. I'm going to go in close.
Okay, sounds great.
All right, good. So this is our first ever live broadcast or attempt to live broadcast the LAPS Gala. So bear with us. We may have, we've already had technical,
Yes.
we've already had them. We'll continue to have them. So that's just, you guys know how
It is what it is.
Yeah. So Rob and Karen are volunteers at LAPS. They very kindly. Oh my goodness! Look who it is, everybody!
Oh, with my
Beautiful.
my country music hair.
I love
This
it.
is Miss
I
Jane.
know.
This is my yeah, slightly
Look how
wicked witch.
pretty. Look how pretty
That's
she
a
is.
Hi,
beautiful
everyone.
dress.
Let's
I
do a
see
full
why you
length.
chose that one.
Yeah, right. I
Oh.
couldn't resist once I tried it on.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Once a year.
Yep, that's good.
I love yours.
Thanks.
So beautiful.
Mm. And the ears top it off.
The ears are amazing.
They're not
Hi,
cute.
everybody.
Yeah. And you're Dorothy inspired.
We're all
Little twist
sparkly.
on Dorothy.
Yeah,
Gorgeous.
we're all-
Oh, and I love your shoes.
Yeah, good.
I know.
They're not
sparkly
red
shoes.
sparkly shoes. You can't see. They're
Up
black
here.
sparkly.
Could
Let's
be
look.
red.
Try
Sparkly
just black and
shoes.
sparkly.
They're beautiful.
See, that's good.
And of course, a very handsome date.
Thank you.
Gee, you look amazing. I
This is
know.
Ma-
So good.
This is Megan. Megan, say hi.
Megan, say hi.
We love
Talking
Megan.
to the
Megan's
world.
awesome.
Oh, that's weird.
Okay,
Sorry. Off I go.
Do you
I'll get a sheet for an item. This is, which I have in my hand.
So-
It's a work in progress.
okay.
Work in
Lots of
progress,
stuff.
and we're all volunteers for those that don't understand. And we volunteer dog walking and cat cuddling for laps. Although we haven't been doing that much lately, we're going to get back into it. But tonight is the 2014 Laps Gala, and the whole goal of this evening is to meet last year's money raised. So last year we raised over $100,000. So with all of your help, we're hoping to eclipse that total. So all night long you're going to hear us talking about making donations and where to go for donations. And you can go to Laps BC. Let's get to the website. It is lapsbc.ca/donate.
Yeah, it's hard to hear once they start singing, but I'm still running through rehearsals right now.
Yes, they're rehearsing. You can hear that. But for those that didn't understand, lapsbc.ca/donate, and you can donate online. Is that what you're getting? Yeah, they can't hear us. Okay.
They're doing sound check. I don't think it will last very long.
So enjoy the music. If you can't hear us, you can enjoy the music.
Okay.
We'll show you what they're doing. So you can see them on the stage practicing for their performance later.
I think so. One way to find out. All right. Let's see. All right. 5 o'clock.
All right. So we're back on. Anything going on online?
Okay, as soon as the rehearsals are done, the music will go away. Until then, sorry everybody.
So for those that didn't hear me, to make donations tonight so we can beat the 2013 totals, you can go on to www.lapsbc.ca/donate, and you can find out how to donate. And we're looking for monthly people to donate. So you can actually sign up to become a monthly donor, and then once you do that, the total for the year, so say for instance you decided to do $20 a month, then that would be multiplied by 12 months, and the whole $240 would go towards tonight's totals. So that's what we'd like everyone to do, is to hook up to their monthly donation.
And for those that asked, we've got over 450 people tonight. I'm not sure if that's a record.
It's right up there. It's
Yeah.
way
But we
too-
know we sold out early.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sold out in
Previously,
September.
we sold out before, and then there's always space that's found for those really good donors. Always squeeze a really good donor in. So
But so, and did you tell them about, you can, if you make a donation, you can put in the message, you can have it credited to one of the tables tonight.
Oh, that's right.
Bobby's table.
Do they need to know the number? Because I can go over and find out the number.
No,
of Bobby's
you can
table.
just, you can just put in the notes, there's like a message.
at the top under more event details, if you click on that, it'll drop down. It'll give you some options so you can see.
That's right. On the Fairy Tale Endings Gala page, you can actually look there, and there are links to Laps and also for the donations.
You've got donate to Laps, and it won't stay clicked up. Sorry, another thing. Yeah, so donate to Laps, lapsbc.ca.
Find out about Laps and about Tiny Kittens. And there's also a Tiny Kittens table. So you can donate to Bobby's table, or you can donate to Tiny Kittens.
Or any table.
Or any table.
Yeah.
But I think it would be awesome if Bobby's table was, it's actually #1 now. I don't know if you can actually see that.
Way down there.
You can't. It's
No.
projected on the big screen. You can actually see it online.
Oh, right, on the big screen.
If you want. It's tinykittens.com/gala/leaderboard.
Thank you to the people that are trying to CC for us. That's great. And good luck. You're right, as someone said.
Yeah.
That's right. And if you have any friends that don't know about what's going on tonight because they're not part of the Tiny Kittens community, make sure you get a hold of them and let them know, so they can come on board and see what we're doing and help us raise money.
And for people that are new tonight, most of the people watching, or a lot of them know about voting for our shelter for Laps to win $5,000. And it's vote at tinykittens.com/vote. And there's usually links Not sure if Shelley's got one on the Gala page.
Yes, there
Yes,
is.
we do. At the very bottom, it's the last one listed. Please feel free to click on that.
No, we want you to click on that.
Yeah.
Because we want to win.
Yeah.
So make sure you go in there and click on that.
Yeah, once a day though.
And vote.
Yeah, you've already
You're only
voted.
allowed once a day?
Yeah, only allowed once a day.
Per
but you can-
household? Or can you go into different IP addresses?
No, you do it legitimately.
Okay, legitimately once a day.
Yeah. And if you are new to watching this, feel free to do it. And it's once a day, and we have until November 23rd, I think it is,
Yes.
to vote. And even though there's a lot of great other shelters there who are very worthy, we think ours is the best. and it's the most
Definitely.
worthy.
Definitely the
So
best.
we're encouraging you to click on that.
Oh, look, Township of Langley, $60.
Oh!
We've got more, we've got donations.
It has begun.
Tonight's top tables, they're catching up, so we want to make
gosh.
sure that we keep Bobby, Sibs, Jaggy, Terry at the top. Okay, so that's Bobby's table. It's just, it's all good competition, but it's competition, so we've got to keep on top,
Yeah, Rob's competitive too. So.
just a little bit.
So how did you guys get involved in laps?
How did we get involved? We got involved. We wanted to do something that allowed us to volunteer together. And we have cats, we have furry children, and this was something we both loved, was animals, and Rob has desperately wanted a dog, so I figure it was a great way for him to go and walk dogs,
Walk
and we
dogs.
didn't have to buy
This
one.
way I don't have to feed them or clean up after them. I can just go and love them and walk them and love them.
That's awesome.
And I love cats, so that,
So we've been volunteers now for
3 years.
3
coming.
years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, they actually at one point were considering adopting Sibby and Jaggy.
Yeah, we wanted to. We have one cat that's rather on the aggressive side, and we have 2. We have Maggie and
Yeah.
Buster. Maggie's is black cat, just like Dorothy, for all those people watching, and Buster. But Buster's a little bit strong-willed. So when we see Jag and Sibs or whatever it is, with much love and heavy heart, because we had hoped they'd be in our house, but they're in the best place where they went constant.
That's right.
Their mummies are the best. So we're glad. That
Sounded great, you guys. Sounded awesome. Can't wait to
Yeah.
see the whole
You guys look
performance.
great too.
Yeah, it's going to be wonderful.
Are you one of the hosts?
No, we're doing an online web chat.
Oh, online.
Online web
Yeah,
chat.
do you guys want us to come say hi?
You can come say
These
hi.
are our performers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
that's the
worldwide.
camera.
Yeah, this is worldwide.
We'll get our costumes on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
we'll get and then we'll get everyone back in front of the camera. That'd be
They're
awesome.
from the local high school, and they did a production of Wizard of Oz.
Which high school? Walnut Grove or? Okay, we'll find out. One of the high schools in Langley here. Yeah. And for those of you that don't know where we are, we're at the Langley Coast Langley Convention Center.
Yep.
And this is where we've had the gala now. This will be the 3rd year here. And they are awesome hosts. And we showed you sort of a panorama of the room earlier, but when it's full, we'll give you another look at the room. And then we'll probably go on walkabout a bit later to show you the silent auction tables. And because just on the other side of this wall here, there is silent auction, and we've got hundreds and hundreds of prizes. So we're also raising money that way. So all of those proceeds go towards the total for the evening. And again, for those of you that have just joined us, if you go to lapsbc.ca/donate, you can go online and donate. And what we're looking for is people to sign up for the monthly donations, because that way it just comes out of your bank account every month. At the end of the year, you get a tax receipt for those of you that are in Canada. And it's a great way to donate to help spay, neuter dogs, cats, and
take care of them.
take care of.
Yeah, the monthly donation is a great thing. Rob and I do monthly donations, and you know how much is coming out each time of the month, which is great.
Yeah.
But what it does for LAPS is they have a consistent source of income coming in, and that's really important. And even though we do fundraisers, and this is the #1 thing that we do during the year, to have it coming in monthly, you know which costs can be covered. So
That's
it's
right,
really
they can
important.
do forecasting for year over year, so it's really important. And tonight, for those that haven't heard, all of your donations that you make tonight go towards tonight's totals, even if you're doing the monthly donations, and say, for instance, you did $20 a month, then times 12 months, that $240 will go towards tonight's totals. So we're very excited to get people involved in the monthly donations.
So the chat is also slow for me, so if you're asking questions, it's taking a while to slow down.
Yeah, maybe we'll just have a peek at some of the questions if anyone has them. And
Shelley, they want to know what your table number is. Shelley might not know.
which table?
I actually don't know. There is a tiny kids table, and there is but I'm actually sitting at a different table. You'll all see why. It'll all make sense. It's at some point.
But the table numbers aren't important, but you can donate to Bobby's table or the Tiny Kittens table. We don't need the numbers.
Yeah, you can just put it in the message. So, shoot, I was going to say something.
I'll go find out what the table numbers are because those people may still want to know.
So, and these guys, this is their first time ever doing live broadcasts and being on the live stream. So,
when Shelley asked us, I thought, because I didn't read the instructions, it was Shelley requested, so we all go, okay, it's Shelley. And I thought we were just talking to people here, and then when I read the email correctly, I realized it was going out to the whole wide world as a surprise. So this is our first time on national or international airspace, so sorry.
And you're doing great so far.
So, and then we're multitasking, reading glasses, reading, talking, and so
trying to get it running and always running behind. That's all me.
We should ask you, how did you start volunteering? How did you find out about laps?
Oh, I moved to Canada and I wasn't allowed to work because I didn't have a work permit. And so I wanted to volunteer and I was going to go to all the shelters and then pick the one that I liked best. And I came to LAPS and I met with Jane about fostering and obviously just fell in love. And then they happened to have a mama cat who had just been confiscated in an RCMP drug bust. And she had 2-day-old kittens and they're like, here. So I went home with
Welcome.
kittens. And that was it. That was 3 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
There you go, story of Shelley.
And since then I've been making them crazy.
So I found out Tiny Kittens is table number 15 and Bobby's is 16. So for those of you that want to know, there you go.
We're going to try and get some other people to interview to come and tell you some information. I'm not sure if...
I wonder, let me see if there's someone around that you might want to...
Because we can only chatter for so long.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if you guys...
So Shelley's going to grab some people and then we'll...
Shelley's fairly persuasive, so I think we'll get some fresh talent on the screen here in a minute.
I mean, she's persuasive. That's why Rob and I are doing this.
And for those of you that don't know this, last year Shelley was named Volunteer of the Year for 2013. And there's probably a lot of people that have voted for her again this year, so we'll have to see how that goes. But that gets announced during tonight's gala as well, is the Volunteer of the Year. So
it's really tough too because we have so many amazing volunteers, so it's kind of it's difficult to pick just one.
Yeah.
Shannon has done amazing things as a foster mom, and we all know Shelley and love Shelley and stuff. So it may be Shelley's year again. You never know. But it's really difficult because the volunteers at LAPS, they're really large.
I have a very special guest. Hi. These guys are the hosts. They will interview you and ask you.
Hi, I'm Karen.
Hi, Angela.
Hi, Angela.
And how do you relate to all of this?
I'm Firefly's mommy, only now I call her Pearl.
Yay!
We love her to death.
And she's doing well?
Oh, she's great. We just took her for a vet checkup and she's fine. So.
She's we looked at her when she was about to be adopted. She was so tiny and little, and I think all of us thought she was so much bigger.
Yeah, well, when I got her, I thought, oh, she's small. She looked bigger on screen to me than she actually is. But she's got a little bit of weight to her.
Yeah. And how did you find out about her to get to the point of adopting her?
I started watching Shelley when the petunia litter.
Oh, okay.
And we had just lost our little one before that, and I wasn't ready for another kitty. And I said, no more. Yeah, okay.
We said that once too.
Yeah. So, we just did. She's horrible. So.
Good.
They're all very excited in the chat.
There may be some questions. So
That's right. So there's all kinds of questions coming in because we're going out there live.
Okay.
So let's see what's going on.
They love you for adopting her. We all had such a... I think she's the one that, for all the people that watched, that was the litter that we all watched for the first time end to end.
Oh, is that right?
So not only did we love the kids, we loved her. Sometimes you get so attached and you want to make sure the mamas get adopted because that becomes...
That's what I thought.
See the iPad? Okay.
My husband, Mom's still there. She's going to get left behind. Let's go look at her. He came home with us.
It's funny, isn't it, how the men usually just turn to mush. You know, they might be the ones that are the most resistant at the beginning, and then by the time you get there, that they're done.
Yeah.
And they're probably buds.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She snuggles up on him. Like, I go to work earlier than him in the morning, and she snuggles for quite a while. And for a while, I was kind of jealous because it seemed like she was going to be his kitty again. But no, she's fine.
But they're all saying thank you so much, and they're thrilled to meet Firefly's mom. And yes, it was their first
And now
letter.
it's Pearl, right?
Pearl.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Firefly
say
slash
Pearl, and she looks more like a pearl.
And she comes to Pearl, no problem.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah. She knows
That's a good name for her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. And hi, everybody on chat. I never chat, but I will do watch.
Yeah, those of us that are more lurkers than chatters.
Yeah, that's me.
Good deal. Well, thanks for coming over.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good night. Have fun.
And the people asking about voting for volunteer year, that is already done. And the way that works is Jane sends out an email and asks all the volunteers who we think.
Right.
So it's voted amongst the peers. And like I was saying, you know, last year I voted for Shelley.
I voted for Shelley.
Oh, thank you.
And it's interesting when Shelley's name was called. I don't know about other people. I was crying because we all felt like we've been able to have a part in this. So it's a really neat thing to be able to vote. And the volunteers and the people that do things, like Rob and I have had a really busy year. We have done more event things. But when you go and you see the same people walking dogs every Saturday, every Sunday, and give like 6 to 8 hours of their time, and they still have regular jobs, and
Yeah, a lot of people take the weekends, and that's the only time they can come out, and they come out both days on the weekends. So you think about working 5 days a week and then coming out on the weekends. People like Sid, and people like who's the lady that does the cats out in Abbotsford?
oh, Florence.
Florence. That's right,
Love
Florence.
Florence.
We love Florence, and she's constantly back and forth to labs, picking up kitties to take out to the PetSmart to take to their adoption center. So people like that, you know, it's so difficult because some of these people work so hard.
Yeah, no, we're not the people that provide the suitcases. Somebody asked, but no,
Oh.
we're not. No.
Lots of questions.
Sorry.
Trying to answer as many as we
Multitasking again
can.
here.
Yeah, exactly. So like Karen was saying, the volunteer of the year is you can nominate people, and that happens in the late summer, early part of the fall, and then you can vote on those people that are nominated. So that happens well before the event actually occurs.
So yeah, as I said, it's neat because you're voted by your peers. So there are people that really know what you've done and appreciate it and step up. And we're saying about Shelley, everything she imagines and tries, it works.
Sorry.
More people coming in.
More people,
I
yeah,
ran
come on
into
in.
these guys. Look here. There you
Yeah,
go.
look into the camera.
Hey,
And there you are down there on the screen, so everyone can see what you're looking
There you
like.
go.
So maybe
Sorry, not
explain to
here.
everybody who you are.
For those that
Most,
don't know.
most of them know. I'm Luana from Cat's Cradle Critter Sitter.
I'm Kim, strong supporter of Laughs, sponsor of the Constellation Kittens.
From the Kitten Roundup.
From the Kitten Roundup.
And Luana is Tiny Kitten's official scamp sitter.
Yes.
Official scamp sitter.
That's right, but she's the scamp sitter of many, many kittens. Your last name, you just looked after Snickerdoodle.
Yes,
and
absolutely, yeah.
Pumpkin.
And Praline.
Praline?
Yeah, Snickerdoodle and Pumpkin and
Yeah.
Praline as well. Yeah, yeah. Good
Pumpkin.
job.
Well, great name for this time of year.
Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic. Do we have to change the name now? Halloween's over.
No, he's
No.
keeping his name.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, good.
She's the cat sitter.
Right, okay.
Someone's up here. Parents
Oh, I don't know what to talk
This is a busy place. We got people coming and going, lots of questions. We said it is about as broad and live as you're going to get.
Yeah, exactly. James.
Is Shannon there tonight? She's probably here somewhere. I haven't seen her. Robin, I had her roared in and got on camera.
Yeah.
Shelley's kind of graciously been going out and grabbing people and bringing them back.
We're going to try and get a hold of Sean Baker, who is the executive director of Labs. So we're going to try and get him on camera. Earlier you met Jane, or some of you that were in right at 5 saw Jane, and Jane is the volunteer coordinator. So she's probably the one that works the hardest for this event, because this is our biggest event of the year. And of course Sean is involved in the day-to-day operations of the shelter, and so he's the one that gets really excited when we raise lots and lots of money. So for those of you that have just joined us, this is an online event, but you can also donate online. So you can go to lapsbc.ca/donate.
And if you don't know where that is, if you just click on the more event details at the top and drop it down, you'll be able to see the
Right.
link
I
directly
was going
there.
to say, so if you're already on, of course, Tiny Kittens, which is where you're seeing us, if you look at the links, there's a link page right on the home page, and you can go right to donate. So go ahead and do that. And again, for those that haven't heard me say this, one of the best ways to donate is monthly, like Karen and I do. And your money, you can just set it up to come out of your bank account monthly. And for instance, if you do $20 a month tonight, what we're doing is extrapolating that over the 12 months, so 1 year's worth of donations, and that $240 is going to go towards tonight's totals. So that's a very good way to get started and also add to our totals. And last year, we're trying to find out the exact amount that we raised last year, but obviously the goal for 2014 is to beat last year's totals, and hopefully you can all help us do that. So I'm going to try and find that out actually right now. So I'm going to be right back.
One of the things, yes, we will update you. Rob and I will go away from this at 6, and there's be some new hosts that come on. But we will update throughout the night. And there's big, I don't want to turn the camera because I'll probably make it fall off, but there's big screens, and so for all of us sitting at our tables, we can see amounts start to total and what they do with the auction bids, and we have pop a balloon, so all the money that goes in, you write down where your table is and the money goes to your table, so it's marked as your table generating funds. And then throughout the night there's last year it was a giraffe, but the table that is raising the most, and they'll ring a bell, I can't remember what it is, and then this prize moves from table to table. So not only is your table the winning table as the night goes along, but you also get a prize. It's kind of like in Survivor where you get the token, that kind of thing. So you'll hear throughout the evening. So that's really fun to watch. And last year, Shelley's Tiny Kittens table and her husband Eric's table kept it going back and forth for most of the night. And then I think a really heavy bidder came in at the end and ended up getting it for the night. But that's a pretty special thing, and it makes evening really fun.
Okay, I'm back. So last year we netted 85,000. So in other words, through all our donations, we take out all our expenses. So last year, I believe it was up and around 120,000, and then when we netted out 85,000, it went directly to the donations. So this year, we need to gross over $130,000 to exceed last year's totals after expenses. So, and I just talked to Sean Baker, the executive director, and wait until you see him. Now keep in mind, tonight's theme is you can't go. Come on, help me out here.
No place like home.
No place like home. So it's sort of the Dorothy and
yes, the Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz theme. Thank you. And so wait till you see Sean, the executive director. He's going to come as quickly as possible, and you get a chance to meet him. So again, for those that want to donate, you can go onto the Tiny Kittens homepage and just click on donate. That takes you to the link. And then if you wanted to put your donations towards a table, you can type into that donation box either Tiny Kittens or Bobby's table, for those of you that would like to have your donations go to a specific table, because I'll show you here in a minute. All of the donations get put up on the board, and you can
screens
see.
I was telling you about, so there you go.
I don't know if that's actually going to come into focus, but for instance, number 1 is Valley Traffic Systems, $100. Number 2 is David Foxwell, House Fine BC at 100, and Bobby's table is 77. So keep that in mind when you're doing your donations. If you wanted to donate to a table, you just have to type into the subject line Bobby's table or Tiny Kittens table. So, I'd like to be on camera. This is live streaming to the whole world.
And he's waving, say hi. Hi. People here do good to go.
All right, let's get this camera turned back around. Oops, sorry. Let's go.
It is a ton of work, but this is so much fun. Most of us have been here since about 8:30, 8 o'clock this morning, and so putting out all the auction items. We get so many people locally in Langley Township and the city of Langley. There's 2 Langleys, just to make things complicated, and they send in lots of prizing. So we put it all out for the auction gala, but every single item has to be tagged and marked and cataloged so the right recognition is given. And then there's a silent auction sheet. If you've ever been to a silent auction, you know how that works. And then we have balloon prizes. So it's just a tremendous amount of product that has to be put out and properly displayed, and hopefully we can take a camera out there for you guys, because it's just
try and find out if I can do that actually. So let me go see if I can find Shelly, and we'll see if we can take this camera. Oh, okay. Okay.
Sorry, lost my screen. Hold on a second. See if you've got any questions. No, Bobby's table, I think, is, Rob said, maybe someone else can remember. I think it looks like someone has told you, which is good. Yeah, 60, 50, yeah, for Shelley's table. Yeah, it'll be good for the competition to see who. I mean, everyone wins, obviously. Whoever, all the money that we bring in, Laps is the winner. But yes, we're a very competitive group once it all gets going. And I know Shelley said there's lots of surprises. She kept trying to not tell Rob and I earlier when we were setting things up. She just kept saying, "Oh, there's lots of surprises coming." So we don't know any of them either and can hardly wait.
Pretty good, actually. It's been about 6 months of work in 2 weeks. And,
yeah, any amount. You know, like sometimes people think that $5 doesn't make a difference. It does here. Whatever you can give, you know, $5 a month, or it all adds up if everybody chips in. So everyone's goal here is to raise as much money as possible for Laps. And I know most of us have seen over the past year or 2 years how quickly need comes up. You know, you get a whole bunch of kittens and they suddenly need that kitten replacement food. And you know, and we run out. And so we're so lucky that we have many local organizations that provide and step up at the last minute. But the more money that Laps can bring in tonight, the more money we'll have for those kind of emergencies. And given how big this year was for us at Laps, doing the kitten and cat intake in the summer, which was something that wasn't planned for, we had all those volunteers. I know we'll be doing it again next year for sure. Who knows, maybe we'll do it twice. So any amount of money that we can bring in so we can set aside a budgeted amount and do it bigger and better. That's always the goal here. Have a look down. And also see how a reminder, you don't vote at tinykittens.com /vote. That's for
So
our
everyone,
shelter.
you're going to see Sean go by really quickly. He'll be back.
there it is.
That's our scare.
Okay.
So many things. As I said, it's a very live, raw event. But yeah, so if you can vote at tinykittens.com /vote and send it out to your friends. I mean, that's what we all do. I've got a friend that has a website, and I asked her if she would most graciously add it. It's not a cat or animal website, but she put it on there, and now people on that website are voting. So there's many ways. Send it out to people in your office and ask them if they can do it every day. And I find most people, if you ask them, they want to help in some way, shape, or form. So don't be afraid. And we have a lot of our friends watching tonight. I jokingly said if I looked awkward or did something stupid on air, that they had to donate. So I've probably done it. Yeah. I'm not going to do anything stupid. But Mel and Sherry, if you're watching, Teresa, if you're watching, Lori, if you're watching,
Sven, if you're watching,
so yeah, make sure you donate, because that's really important to us. And the more money we raise, the better. Everybody wins.
Have you gone through the donate thing lately? For those that have just joined us?
We just did that one there, and you can talk about, I know a lot of times there's the link that goes up for Bobby's Fund, for the FELV Fund table. But I know there's also links, and I know the Tiny Kitten Pack puts that out all the time. So if you're on Facebook, have a look for that too.
Okay.
So and Sean's going to be here soon. We're going to talk to him. And as I said, he's our executive director. Sean, we have I think Shelley did the link. We weren't there, but in June they have a volunteer gala thank you night, and Sean comes and tells us all the stories. They run a film that talks about all the things that go well.
Animals that get adopted throughout the year, they show that. Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Sean always does this great inspirational speech. It's kind of like a sermon to get us all charged up, and they treat us really well. But he is our great leader.
Definitely our great leader.
He's also a marathoner.
Ran in the marathon with him in Victoria just about 3 weeks ago, so he was much faster than me.
Yeah, we've got.
But again, for those that are just joining us, to donate, if you're on the Tiny Kittens website, obviously, because you're watching us here, you just have to look at the homepage and click on the link to donate, and then when you're donating, you can actually put that donation to a table. So all you have to do is type in the subject box. Oh, Sean, before you go away, you want to put in the subject line the table that you'd like to donate to. So if you want to donate to Bobby's table, you just put Bobby's table. If you want to donate to Tiny Kittens, you put Tiny Kittens. So our goal is to raise...
Lindy and Mr. Buggles too.
Oh, good. Lindy and Mr. Buggles, $130 already. We haven't even started.
Okay.
Bobby's table's still stuck at 77.
I'm the bottleneck.
Oh, okay. You're entering everything.
I'm just the web website.
Oh, okay, good.
Actually,
Yeah, there's a lot of people that run at laps. Every time I talk to somebody, somebody's a runner. So I was thinking today we should have a run, a laps run. So
You could do a lap
I may
run.
suggest it to Sean later. I don't.
It's a new
Oh,
township
you're about to see
uniform.
Sean walk by again. Oh, maybe you'll know his costume. You can see him there. He's just, he's out of the frame already.
Our mayor here, the Langley Township mayor is here, Jack Rose. And we will bring him over and you can talk to him. I'm not sure if people remember him, but when we had the intake and we brought all the cats and kittens in, our mayor went out to one of the first houses and brought in these kittens, and his family had had their cat got pregnant, it had kittens, and they couldn't look after the kittens. So they were very sad. They didn't want to give them up, but they knew it was the right thing for them to do. So they came into laps and they were surrendered. But Mayor Froze went and picked them up. So it was...
So he was the first one that picked up cats as part of the roundup, and he said that everyone was very sad. They were happy
Yes, the
that they were
kids were
taking
crying.
the cats, but they were sad because they were losing the cats. So on his way out, Jack said, well, I know that family probably won't vote for me next time,
Yes.
but it turns out they were in the city and he's the mayor of the township. So very confusing to those that don't live around here, but that's the story of Mr. Froze. So Mayor Froze.
But there's a final wrap up to that story because those two kittens, when they came in and they were looked after, when we brought the kittens in, again, for those that don't know, we took an intake, made sure they were okay, and if they had
Checked them out
any illnesses, and we
health.
weighed them and measured them and did all those good things. And then they were put up for adoption ultimately. So Mayor Froze adopted those kittens.
Yeah.
Brought it. So
the ones that he actually they were surrendered to him at the beginning, and then he ended up getting them at the end. So that's kind of cool. So
Yeah.
hopefully we'll get him up here pretty quick, and you can meet Mayor Froze.
I can't vote for him because I'm in the Langley City, but for anybody in the township, vote for Jack Froze. He's a great mayor. Yeah, and for those that can't hear sound, it's going to get worse because the more people in the room, the more bodies, and we can't very well lean around and tell people to stop talking at their table. So we apologize if you can't hear us, and if excitement makes us talk too fast, sorry about that as well. But that's live, so there's not a lot
Live
we can do.
TV. So you're getting some questions on there that we need answers to?
Yes, did Shelly look pretty? Oh my gosh, she's so gorgeous. You should
If
see
you
it.
can't tell,
It's gold with beading, and it goes all the way to the ground, and then she has
Long.
shiny, sparkly shoes on.
definitely a gala dress. Or gala, for those of you that may say it that way. Oh, and then don't forget, if you can see, she's got ears because she's actually a lioness. So she's got ears. So the next time she comes on camera, try and find her ears in her beautiful blonde hair.
I know someone asked about boating.
Sorry, I'm looking around for Sean, but he seems to have disappeared.
PCJ interview. See if you can find anybody to interview. Anyway, send Rob out to go interview. What's on the menu? Let me go grab a card. Our menu for the tonight, our starter is organic baby greens, and then we have grilled beef tenderloin, roasted chicken breast. We have potatoes and vegetables. And then there's the vegetarian plate. That's for me. I get a mushroom ravioli with lemon caper cream. And then for dessert, the best part of the night is Belgian dark chocolate decadent cake with sour cherry combo. But they do really pretty. I'm not sure if anybody can see this. This is the menu. There you go. Ooh. Sorry. Oh, I can't. It's hard to know your left and your right when you're on camera.
What are you doing? Trying to show them the menu?
Yeah, no. Okay, hold it up. There you go. So that's our menu. Maybe get a little bit closer. So pretty.
Okay, so for those that can't read it,
Yes, we're labs.
can you read that? So those that live locally,
I've already read it.
this is the type of food you could get if you'd like to be part of our gala next year.
Yes, we're volunteers. Rob and I have been volunteers for about 3 years, and we were saying when Shelley sent out the request to have us do this, I really didn't read the memo properly. I was so excited that Shelley had asked us to do something. I'm like, hey, we can do this, and then found out it meant going international and
Introvert.
Yeah, very
Introvert.
introvert. So I'm faking it till I make it.
That's right. I went outside to see if I could catch anybody, and it's so busy out there. So outside this room, just to this side of us, is the silent auction area, and there's also what we call our balloon table. So there's balloons, and inside the balloon, if you donate money, you pop a balloon and there's a number, and then there's a gift on the table. So that's the gift that you get for your donation. So there's balloons popping, and there's people trying to outbid other people on the auction items, and you can barely move out there. But if I can, I'd like to take the camera out and show you guys around, but I gotta talk to our IT folks to see if we can do that.
Yes, we are a couple. We're married 26 years, and we have 2 cats. We have Maggie and Buster. Buster is a gray tabby, and Maggie is a all black kitty.
All black, but she's really brown if you look closely, but she's black.
So, and they are brother and sister, and they came to us in 2008. We had lost our kitty cat, Tuxedo Kitty, I know, terribly original name, and she passed away, and she'd been older, and you know how it is with an older kitty, all the things that come up, and the money, and the expense, and the time, so we decided we'd wait a while before we got more cats, and basically I lasted for a week, because we all know when you come home and there's no animal there, it's not a home anymore, it's just a house. So we went out, we found Maggie and Buster and brought them home, and they're our fun and our entertainment, and we love them to death. So yes, we are volunteers. Have been with Laps, as I said, for almost 3 years. Love it, love the people, everyone's caring and loving.
I'm back.
So yes, and there'll be other hosts that step in at 6 o'clock who will probably be better.
I'm just finding out, I'm looking at how long the cord is down here, but I've just found out that we actually cannot take you outside because we are wired to the CPU that's running all of this. So unfortunately, we can't take you outside.
You would love this. Shelley has set up the camera and everything, so where we can see you guys on the screen. It's on a dog or cat
It's on
crate.
a cat carrier. Yeah, it's on a dog carrier.
And the tower is inside the carrier, so it's all pet all the time here. Yes, for voting again, for those that if you hit the more event details and drop down, you will see a link. And if you click on the one that's laps.bc.ca/donate, and that's how you can get in there and you can start making your donations. And I know Rob has mentioned it a couple of times, monthly donations are great. If you pick a table tonight that you want to donate, you want to do $20 a month, tonight it'll show up as $240 for that table. So that's huge for them, and that help with their lead and the competitive nature of the evening. So you can donate that way. But there's other things. If you click on that page, I think you can say whether you want to send it to general, and if, for instance, you want to put it to Bobby's Fund in the comment section. I looked at it a few hours ago, but you can put there's a general button, and then you can say, please put all my funds towards Bobby's funds. So you can do that, or if there's something specific, if you want it to go to Shelley and everything she does with your tiny kittens, you can do that too. So go back. Yeah, the leader right now. Lindy and Mr. Buggles is number 1. It's very exciting.
Oh, and I might be able to get Sean over here. He doesn't seem to be as busy right now.
So it's kind of like any kind of donation thing. We hoped you wouldn't have to listen to us ramble over and over and over again, and we're trying to get more people to interview. So once we do, just lovely day here. For those that know the Vancouver area, normally it's rainy and awful, and it stopped raining last night. It's been beautiful and sunny, and it's not raining, which is just pretty much a miracle here. So, okay. This is our fearless leader.
Here's our fearless leader. So everybody, this is a live feed to the world of tinykittens.com. So everyone, this is Sean Baker, aka Scarecrow, and Sean, maybe you can just explain what Labs is all about, how it quickly how it got started, and all that kind of stuff for everyone that's out there.
Well, that's a good question, Rob, and it's not something that can be done that quickly, or at least I've never figured it out exactly how to do it. But bottom line, it comes down to we had, there's one lady, Patty Dale, and she's a lady that unfortunately became sick, and she couldn't go to work. She got diagnosed with cancer in 2000, and at that point, she went through some therapy and was home but couldn't go to work and didn't want to sit around the house. So she decided to, she likes dogs, she had a couple big Rottweilers, so let's go down to the animal shelter and see what's going on down there. At that point, the animal shelter was down in, you may know, our folks may not, but down in the southern part of our municipality, southeastern, on 13th Avenue, off 264th Street.
Okay.
And the municipality was renting from a gentleman there, just a really old boarding house, really old. Okay. And there were really no real facilities there. The dogs or cats came in, they were put into kennels or cages, and they basically sat there until they were either reclaimed by their owners, they were adopted, or they were euthanized. That was the reality of what was happening. The dogs really never left those cages. There was no exercise yards, there was no, so they did their business in the kennels. Can you imagine the smell? So she thought, you know, right away, we got to do something better. So she started organizing some of her friends, just putting it out in her network. Obviously Facebook and those things wasn't around at that point, so that wasn't helpful, but surely would have probably happened a lot quicker now, maybe. But she got people organized, and pretty soon they were fundraising some money. They built some fencing so that they could have an exercise yard. They started raising money for medical cases, because not only were the animals basically staying in the kennels, but they weren't receiving any of the care, certainly nothing that we do now. I mean, really basic stuff they might get, but anything above that. So she raised money for that, and then pretty well they sort of realized, unless we do something bigger than this, it's never actually going to change. We're going to improve it a little bit, but we need wholesale change. So she approached the mayor and council of the day and said, hey, listen, I want to work with you guys, which is so different than what most people do. They bring to the attention of the politicians what the problems are, but no solution. And they want to sort of embarrass people into taking action. That wasn't it at all. She realized this is a community problem. You got to work together, and we've got a solution. We can help you do this. We need your money, but we can, we'll provide the bodies, we'll provide the enthusiasm, and we can make this happen.
So she was a trailblazer for the animals of Langley.
Absolutely, and she had 3 great qualities that so many of us, I wish we could all have, but we just don't, unfortunately. And I'm not pointing any fingers.
Listen, not at all.
But she was a very intelligent person, and she was very passionate. And the third thing is she knew how to use both of those things well. She knew that she couldn't just be passionate, because then that's the sort of chaining yourself to the mayor's office door. That doesn't work, right? You get some attention, but you alienate the mass part of the community that you need to have support. So she didn't do that. She worked with people, and so this thing hummed along from 2000 to mid-2003. There was sort of discussion, and then all of a sudden it came to a tipping point. The municipality said, "Well, we'll build another new animal shelter, but we want you guys, LAPS, to run it." At this point, they hadn't been running an animal shelter. Okay. Can I continue the story in a few minutes, Rob?
Yes.
Okay. To be continued.
To be continued.
It's good. We have people to thank.
So everybody, just so you know, Jane just came over to grab Sean. He'll be right back.
There's so much going on. Like we said, this is a live evolving event, and we have lots of donors here. And Sean, because he is the head dude, is very popular. And there's people that
looks good in his costume.
Yeah, he looks excellent.
Yeah, if you hadn't noticed, Sean's in costume. That's not what he looks like every day.
Yeah, he does have a brain.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's very smart.
I have some thank yous.
Oh, look at that. Bobby's number one. Bobby's number one.
Bobby's number one.
Okay.
Oh, look, I can show, actually, I'm going to show you. Stand by.
Hi.
And I'm going to I've got thank yous.
Okay. While you're standing, come on over and be on. Oh, no, Shell's going to show. Oh, there we go.
So there you go. Look, Tiny Kittens is number 1 and 2. So that's awesome. This is Florence.
Yeah, this is Florence.
Florence, we talked about Florence earlier.
Hi, everyone. She's one of our foster moms as well.
Love Florence.
Last year, Shelley won the year before. Florence was our volunteer of the year. So it gives you an idea how special it is.
So you're in good company right now. Not us, but Florence and Shelley.
Yeah. Florence spends a lot of time out in Abbotsford at the PetSmart.
She started that program
with all the adoptions. So this is Florence.
Very special lady.
And
Glad to have her.
we did really good. Last year we adopted out 77 cats and kittens.
From PetSmart?
Yes.
Oh,
and
fantastic.
this year we still have 2 months left to go, and we're already at 73 adoptions.
That's amazing.
To exceed last year.
That's awesome.
it's what it does is it empties out some kennels at the shelter, so the shelter can take on more cats or kittens that they ordinarily couldn't do. So that's what PetSmart does for us.
Fantastic. Well, thank you. You had a question for Shelley. I'm sorry, so let's ask that.
Hi.
Yeah, that's a huge thing because even though Laps is open 7 days a week, 9 to 5:30 or whatever it is, not everybody can get there. And if Pet Center people or PetSmart people are around and they happen to pop in, then they save the cat, and that's it.
Give it to.
So that's so what Florence does is huge. And she started this by saying, "Can we come down and do this?" And they said, "Absolutely." So it's the Abbotsford one that we specifically work with, but I think we've done stuff with the Langley one too.
Thank you.
I'm just looking, and Bobby's table is now up to $267. So since Shelley showed you that last screenshot, someone has donated. Way to go!
Someone wants you to put that up again so they can see because they were typing.
Stand by. I'm entering one right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Your money's going in. Shelley has magic flying fingers here.
And for those of you that haven't been on since we started, just again, you're obviously on the tinykittens.com website. There's two things you can do there. You can go in and vote so that Tiny Kittens can win the, is it 5,000?
Yep,
Shelter of the Year, $5,000. So remember to go in there and vote. You can only vote once a day per IP address, so keep that in mind. And so put a notice on your iPhone or something to remind you, like an alarm every day, to go in and vote for Tiny Kittens. That'd be a great way to do it. And the other thing you can do is you can click on the lapsbc.ca/donate link, and you can go in and donate money. And when you're in there, there's a subject box, and you can put the table for which you'd like that donation to go. So if you wanted it to go to Bobby's table, you would just write Bobby's table, and Shelley will pick that up. If you wanted it to go to the Tiny Kittens table, you can just type in Tiny Kittens. So that would be a great way. And then the other thing you can do is you can do monthly donations. So sign up to have the money come right out of your account. And then for those of you in Canada, at the end of the year, Sean will make sure that you get a tax deduction for that donation, and it comes right before tax time. If you can use that for your taxes. So it's a great way to donate on a monthly basis.
And for those people out there, and someone said, "Oh, this is so great," then it's live. This is the first time we've ever done it live.
Yeah. So we want your comments, feedback,
We're the inaugural hosts, so it's kind of cool. We are the first hosts of the Laps Live.
First ever.
First ever.
The first ever.
We're special.
And you guys are doing an amazing job.
People want to know where Mr. Shelley is.
Mr.
I
Shelley.
haven't seen him yet. He's here.
Missing in action.
I left my purse and my ID and all of my money at home, and they let me check into the hotel. Thank God, and with nothing. Basically, just saying, "Here I am. I am who I say I am."
Charm and good looks get you long way.
Actually, it brings
So
for those of
can you
that
guys not
didn't
hear us?
See them?
Does it sound up?
These are the ears.
Can you guys let us know? Can you hear
There's
us?
the ears. See the ears?
Sound gone?
Ears.
There you go.
I'm not sure. Someone said the sound's gone, but I can't tell because. Can someone tell us if you can hear us?
So I added the leaderboard link. If you click more than details above, I added the link to the leaderboard there.
Holy smokes!
I didn't make it super robust, so if a bunch of you click on it, it might crash. So
They can hear.
I'll
Yep.
tell you to stop. Thank you to stop. Okay, I have some people to thank though.
Okay,
for
go for it.
donations. Okay. This is not everybody. This is the first batch. Rachel Powers, thank you. Janet Young, Kent Dixon, Anonymous, Ian Miles, another Anonymous, Constance, now I'm gonna cry. Tapeworms. Okay, Kristen Johnson, Nancy Freeman, okay. Lorraine Rabb, Anonymous, Marlia M, Janet W, Leslie J, Nancy B, Kathleen Q, Janet Young again, Lynn B, Sharon S, Catherine M, Linda G, Cynthia S, Eileen B.
You should see the list of people. Thank you guys. You're awesome. everyone out there in Webland. Fantastic.
Hi, lovely lady.
Hi, how are you?
Gorgeous.
So are you?
So,
You're live on internet right now.
Wave, say hi.
Say hi.
hi.
Wave.
Yay.
Hi.
Oh, she's back there.
This is Brenda Alberts from the Birthplace of BC Gallery.
Oh, right.
Hi, Karen.
She's donating
I'm
lots
Rob.
of
Karen and Rob. We're
lots of artwork to
Nice to
the
meet you, Brenda.
gala. She's very nice.
We're with you guys.
Yes.
This is one of the things that because of
you're
the
up
presence
there.
of Laps in Langley, there's so many people, local businesses that step up and constantly donate. And the art gallery in Fort Langley is where that lady's from. And
Birthplace of BC.
And it's an amazing art gallery, and they're super to the community of Langley Township and Langley as a whole. So they're fabulous people. So.
Yes. Can you read these? Because I'm totally unreal.
Sure.
I'll cry about
Okay,
it.
good.
Rob has to.
Just
All right.
starting there. Scroll down.
Okay, so we've got thank you to Nancy Gilbert,
You might have to speak up a little bit.
Maria. Oops, let me get closer.
I'm going to turn it up a bit.
Here, let's put this over this way. Oh, shoot.
Okay. We're good. We're good.
There we go. Okay, so we've got Nancy G, thank you, Maria O, Beth M, Elizabeth G, Jillian P, Noor, thank you Noor. We've got Jeremy K. From Kenosha, Wisconsin. These people are from all over
I
the
know.
place.
We're going to actually ask. We're going to say hi to them when they start talking.
And Carrie from Columbus, Ohio, my goodness. And look at that, we've got people from the UK. Jillian from Colchester, Essex. My goodness, I wasn't even looking. You guys are fantastic. Welcome to Canada for a night. This is awesome. Gail H. from San Antonio, Rebecca Q. from Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Minnesota in the house, Minnesota. We've got a bunch of folks that have not put their name in, so anonymous, thank you for $50 to an anonymous donor. Thank you so much. Kim D, Molly B, Kathy V from White Rock. Go White Rock. We've got some BC people too. Look at that. Not just people from outside of the country. We've got Mr. and Mrs. Richard B, Kenda H. Thank you so much, Kenda. Kenda's from Oregon, fantastic. Christy S. from Lake St. Louis.
Harris, France.
Just a second, I lost you.
Just a second.
Sorry, everybody. This is an Apple computer, and I'm not Apple literate, so there we go. We're back. Okay, I figured it out.
Just to tell everybody,
Okay, sorry.
we've got a musician that's about to play, and I know people said before when the musicians played they couldn't hear, so
Right,
we
so we'll
apologize
stop
up front. Yeah.
right away. So, some more names to read off. Thank yous to Christy S. We've already done that. Jackie, Logan Lake, and Kim from Pine Grove, Pennsylvania. Thanks so much, Kim. So listen, you guys are awesome, and these aren't little donations, everybody. These are huge. We've got $100 donations, $50 donations, and then also the people that are donating to the table for Bobby's Table and for Tiny Kittens, and the donations are huge. If I look up there now, Bobby's Table's at $477. So thanks, everybody. You guys are the best. Thank you.
Because the music's going to play. We're going to have to
So,
hear us. So we're about to find out.
okay, so it's 6 o'clock local time, and dinner's at what time?
7.
7. Okay, so we've got another hour.
I do. They're not here yet.
See, there's new hosts.
So we'll just keep tap dancing.
But they're late. So sorry.
Tap dance, tap dance. And hopefully we'll get our scarecrow back to finish his story about the Patty Dale. So for those of you that were wondering about Sean's story, because I called it LAPS, it is called LAPS, Langley Animal Protection Society. However, before it was called LAPS, it was called the Patty Dale Animal Shelter in memory of Patty. So Sean was getting to that point in the story, I think, but I just wanted to bring you up to date. All right, so how to donate tonight. If you're on the Tiny Kittens site, because you can see us, on the main page of the site, there's 5 links. One of the links.
Click on more event details.
Okay, so if I turn and show you this, for those that are on there and can see it, that's not coming in super clear. So there's a tab right at the top that's got more event details right underneath the 2014 Furry Tale Endings Gala. It says more event details, and then there's going to be 4 links there that lead you to many different sites. One of the links will take you to lapsbc.ca/donate, lapsbc.ca/donate, and you can click on that link and you can go in and donate. And when you're in there, think about doing a monthly donation. Karen and I do a monthly donation. We donate $50 a month, and then the nice thing about that. Oh, Shelly's going to go get someone special, so I'll just finish that up.
Yeah, just keep going.
So the monthly donation is a great way to go because the money gets taken out of your account every month, and then at the end of the year, you get a big fat tax receipt which you can use towards taking down some of the taxes you pay, which is a great way for those in Canada. And
it helps us, we have money we can count on. We know that we're going to have so many monthly donors, and so they know X amount of money is coming in. It'll be really interesting to see. This is the most money I would have to think we've ever generated. We've never had an international community generating. It's always just been local people. So
last year we